Hi there, welcome and thank you so much for being here. We're gonna do a timeless and collective reading. This is gonna be centered, focused on the divine feminine you are thinking about or connecting to. See what resonates, leave what doesn't, and remember that divine inner guidance is in you. Try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so that your decisions are sound and based in love for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. We're going to see what this divine feminine's higher self would like you to know to be helpful for you. Bring a little clarity to the current situation. Let's begin with the heart's hidden secrets. See what God's source, Holy Spirit, greater consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What is the opening energy and message? Connecting to the divine feminine right now, please and thank you. Time. So the divine feminine is changing, see how they perceive time or what they're doing with the time they have. It could be focusing or recognizing different cycles in her. I mean, it could be his or her. I don't do my readings with gender, but just for the sake of tapping into the divine feminine, I'm going to say her. Cycles in her life, repeating patterns that she doesn't want to repeat anymore, but I also feel like it could be nostalgic, and this divine feminine is looking at the moments, the memories that felt like blessings, but also looking at certain times or situations in I hear like a different frame of mind. So maybe even seeing how something that was difficult was a blessing, brought strength. I hear wasting time. Maybe this feminine felt like she was wasting her time, or somebody else was wasting her time, or didn't value the time that she gave. It looks like somebody is looking at their watch and like running late. Like, man, like where are they? So maybe somebody stopped looking at their watch, but started doing, I'm even getting something more productive and passionate with the time she has. Because if somebody's just constantly waiting, I feel like that's valuable time that was wasted. So I feel like she doesn't want to waste any more time. She wants to get to work. I'm even, I hear recognizing. So maybe this feminine is recognizing certain things she wants to do in her life that she never got to do, put on the back burner. Memories she still wants to make. Recognizing who she spends her time with. Whether it's, feels like it's wasted or pulling her energy weird, or where it feels inspiring, uplifting, elevating. I'm seeing her doing something where time almost doesn't exist, which means she's probably doing something that she's passionate about. Maybe she's discovering more things she's passionate about. But it's interesting because there's actually a masculine energy in this card. So maybe there's a masculine thinking about time with her, or waiting for something, waiting for it to be the right time, or thinking about certain moments with this with this feminine energy. I'm also kind of getting, because even this, I'm kind of getting this maybe a feminine who knows how to like step into her masculine side pretty good. Can kind of go like back and forth between the two energies, even though she exudes this feminine energy, but I feel like she knows how to put the pants on too. So let's see, what is another message? Current energy. Ooh, that one just wanted to come. It's, you know, the feminine energy is just kind of like time, one day, moments, another time. You have time and you have another time. You have one day, someday, somewhere. It's kind of like, I feel like it's almost something that doesn't have to do with the clock. Maybe time is, I mean, time's a weird concept. So maybe it's about doing something with the day that you have. Maybe this is a feminine energy that is a painter or very creative. It looks like if this is a feminine energy that like to paint by number or do something like inside the lines, this feminine energy is starting to get creative and beautifully messy. Maybe it's about cleaning up a mess, but I feel like it's more like a letting go, feeling free, allowing something to be. Maybe this is a feminine energy that is still hoping that something will come in one day, someday, somewhere, another time. But it's also having, I'm getting complete faith in perhaps divine timing, that the right thing will come when it's supposed to. I just heard let go and let God. But I feel like this is somebody who's barefoot, grounded, maybe stepping into their personal power on what she can control, releasing the need to control anything to be a certain way. That's very powerful. That's very strong. I'm having faith that another time will come. One day. All right, let's see. I do feel like right now, like even with this, I feel like a pause or almost even a calm in the energy. I feel like there's intense focus here, but I feel like there's also an allowance, a letting go, a release. I just heard restructuring. I feel like the feminine energy is creating more of these moments today, instead of always putting something they wanted to do on the back burner or saying, someday I get to that. Somewhere, you know, that might happen. You know, another time I'll do that. I feel like maybe this is somebody who always projected on it being soon or in another week. And I feel like they're pulling that time into the actual day, moment, step they're on, what they can do, and creating those moments now instead of waiting. Why wait when you have today? If there's something that you would have, I'm even getting like regret if you didn't get to try it. I feel like the feminine energy is doesn't want to be in any energy of regret or letting something pass her by. She's going to make it happen. She's going to step into a situation, manifest something, but put some plans down today. So it's not just, oh, maybe in 5 years she'll go to that place in the world. I feel like the feminine energy isn't even worried about, let's just say in the past, she was worried about, oh, why doesn't, you know, my person ever show up, you know, somewhere, sometime, it never happens for, I feel like this is somebody who's so solid with who they are. They actually forgot about something that they were, I want to say, looking for before. And just accepting that it comes. If it comes, it doesn't, it doesn't. But she's going to make her day that she has amazeballs. Because the one thing that you're not guaranteed is time. Time is so precious and valuable and special. And I feel like this is a seizing the day that the feminine is stepping into. What is one more message from this particular deck connecting to the divine feminine, please and thank you? She's stepping into each day in this energy of receptance, being more open to opportunities as they present themselves in her life, feeling more comfortable with being vulnerable, knowing when it's important to be vulnerable and when to also be strong, but also the strength in being vulnerable. It was like a little conundrum. It's the energy of empathy. Maybe the feminine is thinking about somebody else with this energy of empathy. If it was always looking at her own cycles, her own moments, you know, the day she has everything in, I hear like a one-way street or a one-sided perspective. This is the feminine now turn, because this looks like you can turn that blue heart around. So maybe she was feeling blue. Interesting, I put the blue light on. Maybe she's turning around that blue situation. Maybe this is someone who likes the blues, like the actual type of music. Maybe she does music, or she's turning around her own situation, or she's trying to see the other perspective. If that's open, maybe the other side was closed, trying to understand why somebody else maybe didn't have an open heart, or opened their heart and then closed it off, and seeing whatever that is in the energy of empathy, which is really nice. It's really loving. It's accepting. It feels loving. It could have been some of the feminines had a closed off heart before, and they are suddenly having a more open heart about the things that she's passionate about, or maybe new partnerships that are coming in. It could be the right person coming in her life that is opening up her heart, breaking down some walls, trying to understand her situation or where she's coming from. Somebody who has patience. This could also be someone else who feels really open, even if they didn't necessarily feel that way in other areas of their life or in other partnerships they've had, where there's someone coming in that is opening up in a different way to this feminine than anyone else in their life. They feel comfortable being vulnerable around her, maybe making more moments in the day that they have instead of putting something off. Let's see, let's just continue. Let's go to, I think I'm going to use the same cards. I just looked at the clock at 13. 13. Maybe 13 days. What is another message? Also, maybe that's the energy of death, transfiguration, completely letting the past go, not entering into a cycle that is over, or being like that phoenix rising energy where you're heading towards the light. Also, the death makes me think of thriving, heading towards the light, seizing the day. Recognizing when an opportunity is there and saying yes, taking it. What is a deeper message connecting to the divine feminine, please and thank you? Spring. That's renewal, regeneration, where something is blooming, opening up, coming out of the ground. There could have been something that was going on. I don't know, it's like a bulb. So maybe it's a light bulb moment, because those bulbs, I think they keep blooming every year. So maybe something had to go under the surface, or the feminine had to you know, put something to rest for a little while to blossom naturally in the right season on a solid, fertile foundation. I'm also kind of getting the feminine energy is glowing pretty beautifully. You have this beautiful pink energy. They're all like pink tulips. Your love is blooming and your answers arrive in spring. I see a spring in her step, or she's creating a spring, like a little liftaroo in somebody else's step. There's also all of these little, like a path. There's all these little steps here. Stepping stones might be important. And spring is different depending on where you live in the world. So it could just be that it's an energy thing and it's not an actual month or an actual season, but that something needs a season to develop, you know, or it's that energy of springtime when something blossoms, when there's that energy of renewal. There's definitely love arriving in this life for the feminine, or they're going to be open-hearted to the right vibration of love. It could also just be clarity. If somebody was waiting for something and they stopped waiting, maybe that moment finally comes through, resurfaces. What is another message, deeper message on the divine feminine, please and thank you? Hidden path. I saw the path here in the stepping stones. So there's something that was unclear. It was hidden. You had to get over the hill, around the bend, through the trees, and into the oasis or in the valley before it was opened up. Hold on, let me look at my glasses. It's where there had to be a detour, slowing down and exploring, smelling the tulips or the roses, and going in a new direction. I am kind of seeing that some of the feminine energies I am tapping into are desiring more travel or a new path, or created their own path, or, you know, they thought that this thing that was always hidden from them is being revealed. But I feel like it doesn't have to be sometime, somewhere, another time, one day, waiting. I feel like it's the steps forward, each, I don't know, I see like passionate steps, grounding steps, but in a certain direction that makes the curves of that path be more about a journey and not just like a destination. It's the whole path here. So maybe it's about a purposeful pause that had to take, or the feminine energy had to be put on a detour. Maybe that helped them slow down. Maybe the feminine energy wanted to push something to happen faster than time was allowing, if it had to do with divine timing or somebody opening their heart that wasn't quite ready or receptive. But you have this energy of exploring, which feels expansive. I mean, that feels exciting. So it could even be the feminine energy created expansive curiosity in someone else. But I feel like something happened and the feminine decided to explore more aspects, talents, hidden passions about her, which helped open up new opportunities. You know, sometimes it's annoying at first if you have to go on a detour, but what if you always did something, this is cycles, the same way every single day? You go to work the same exact way. And then one day you go to work and they're like, nope, road construction, sorry, fixing a pothole, can't go over here, you gotta go another way. And you're like, oh man, I'm gonna have to go another way, I have to look at the GPS, I'm gonna be late. Maybe being late is a good thing. Maybe a different way actually, you know, you figure out a shortcut. Maybe it's a longer path, but it's the most beautiful scenic route you've ever seen. part of the city, a part of a forest, a part of the mountains that you never got to see before. Now that's your favorite way. Maybe that is even the spark or catalyst to always try to do something a different way instead of it having to be, something the same way around the clock. This feels exciting. It feels, I keep hearing curious. What's that, like Alice in Wonderland? Curiouser and curiouser. So maybe it's going down the rabbit hole. But I kind of think it's the rabbit hole of self-discovery, but also maybe discovering actual new lands or new parts in the world. New parts in the landscape of what she lives around even. Like these beautiful little gems or like little oases that could be very close to where she lived, but until she did something or was forced to do something a different way, she didn't even know that was there. She didn't even know something so beautiful existed over the mountain and around the bend or around the corner and down the block. That's kind of cool. So let's get one more. I'm also getting, I feel a little tickle in my throat. So maybe the feminine energy is having a hard time speaking up or did. Got a little closed in the throat chakra. Even maybe got vulnerable and feels like she let out too much or is questioning if she opened up at the right time to the right person at the right moment. I hear questions. Maybe this feminine has asked herself a lot of questions. She had to come to her own conclusions about something that was maybe confusing and she didn't get clarity on. One more. What is one more message? I don't know why I just heard correlating to the Coors. Isn't that a band? The Coors, I think it is, and I have no songs, but maybe it's really connecting to the core of who she is, or if she's connecting here to an open heart, the core or the soul of someone else. What is the last message from, what is this, the Twin Flame Oracle? Fertility. This is really beautiful energy around the Divine Feminine. She's manifesting. She is in this openness where she's laying her seeds in fertile ground, where there's possible opportunities in her life that can keep coming back around and around year after year. Maybe it's effort that was planted like just once, but it keeps coming back. Because even with this one, it's not just like, something that's growing and then goes away. It's something that grows and bears fruit. So it has a nourishment. Maybe it's about diet, growth, soul growth, spiritual growth, emotional growth, emotional maturity. But this is where the feminine is planting her seeds, is where she feels open, where she feels like she's received, where she feels like she's valued, where she feels like she will have growth, and where she feels, or I should even switch that to believes, she will still have this refreshing energy instead of something circulating energy that never grows. Because here it feels like vitality. It's beautiful. Maybe this is a feminine that is extra fertile or is thinking even about starting a family or really nurturing her projects, people around her, her friends, co-workers, everyone around her feels like they have growth around her. This could be a really healing feminine. Maybe she's a healer. She inspires others to grow and expand. I kind of feel like if this feminine energy was planting seeds where, you know, the seasons weren't right, the weather wasn't right, where she wasn't valued for all that she has to offer, she like took her seed, took her vase, took her plant, and she's like, you know what? Wherever I go, I'm gonna find fertile ground because I'm bringing it with who I am or who she is, because it's taking the whole damn flower pot with her. She's like, yeah, it's okay. There's no soil over there. I'm bringing my own. Got my own with me. I'm gonna grow wherever I want to go. But maybe it is the changing weather patterns of situations or energies that she has to pay attention to. It's also attending that garden, attending herself, self-love. So let's continue. I mean, you have spring, fertility, and hidden path. So let's get a message from the universe, but this is going to be more for you. So you can have a little helpful advice in connection to the divine feminine you were thinking about. What is a helpful message from the universe for the collective, please and thank you. Woo! I was going to say it's being pretty stubborn, but then it flew out, although it flipped upside down. So maybe this is something that was hidden to you. It's going to come all of a sudden. The journey wasn't the smoothest or the most pleasant lately, but everything is coming together. Your patience, strength, perseverance will soon be rewarded. The wait is almost over. Hold on. Maybe, I mean, this is waiting. And it takes perseverance to, you know, attend a garden and or wait for the right season, for something to be receptive and open up. But I always feel like the wait is over energy is getting to pick the fruit or, you know, gather the harvest. Hold on to yourself. That's a, I think I just thought of two songs. There's a Hold On by Sarah McLachlan, and then there's the Wilson Phillips song. I'll put both of those in the playlist. The journey wasn't the smoothest. Also, I'm going to offer the same thing I did in the Divine Masculine. I'm only going to put the songs that might pop through in the playlist today instead of the extra ones that usually, you know, come through or I think of. But if you have any songs that pop through or are inspiring, uplifting, healing, whatever, maybe put that in the comments, and I'm going to try to do like a combination playlist with anything you suggest. Just give me a little bit of grace, because sometimes I'm really busy and I have to get to it. And as long as I have room. Sometimes I do run out of room and I can't put any more. But if you have any songs that you think of during this reading, feel free to please add it for all of us. And let me show you this. So there is something that you've been waiting. It says, this says a path, a detour. You know, maybe even some of you felt like the feminine energy you're thinking about kind of got off path. Needed to learn how to value herself or tend her garden differently. But I feel like this is a pretty strong energy here. This is a pretty strong feminine. So maybe it was something that you had to go through. That detour, you know, disconnected you to who you're thinking about. And maybe that was a rough road. Maybe it felt like time would never, you know, change. I'm even getting like running on empty. Your patience, strength, and perseverance will soon be rewarded. The wait is almost over. So maybe you've been waiting for, you know, the road to not be so bumpy, to feel like it's more like a path that was paved. But maybe this is something you're learning here, and you are learning how strong you are. You could pave your own path. Or you could have been learning about resisting energy around you, and maybe you were even breaking some cycles to go towards the path of least resistance, or maybe you were resisting going on a brand new path because that was different, and now you are going in a step-by-step direction in the energy of release and being receptive, wanting to be where there's growth instead of something that was stagnant. So let's continue. I'm trying to remember what I did for the other one. I think I did the telepathy. So let's do a telepathy message. What would be helpful to know about the Divine Feminine, please and thank you. Divine Feminine's energy, telepathic communication or message that would be helpful, please and thank you. Well, it's a big one. Tapping into the universe, and we just did the universe message. So maybe it's telling you that the universe, this message is pretty important. The universe is guiding you towards that special someone. Just let everyone take its course. So I do feel like the feminine energy has, if they were holding on to someone or something, if they wanted something to happen in a certain time frame, if they were trying to push time to be faster or go faster than it was supposed to, I do feel like the feminine energy has really gained a lot of power or strength in the acceptance and being receptive to something unfolding as it should. Hold on, I have to cough. All right, that snuck up really fast. It was really weird. I just had to cough. So I'm definitely connecting to somebody, whether that's you or the feminine energy here, where there's something going on in the throat chakra, speaking, not knowing what to say, or feeling confused with the conversation, or maybe lack of clarity. But I feel like it's speaking up. Somebody's having trouble speaking up. I feel it again. So I'm just going to keep going. There is this beautiful allowance that something's just going to take its course, whether the path is hidden or clear. Whether it's like winter, spring, summer, or fall. Whether it's today or another day. So let's continue. I think next I did some from the mystery deck. So let's do that. What are some mystery messages? Tapping into the energy of the collective that is watching, and tapping into the energy of, ooh, that flew out. You saw that, right? There is something there. Right, wait, that did say the wait is almost over. Hold on. The universe is guiding you to a special someone. Let it take its course. And it looks like very fast something is definitely coming soon, just so you know. Maybe it does look like a thought bubble, so maybe it's an idea that's coming soon, or conversation that's coming soon, or a connection that's coming soon, or something is coming really soon to this feminine energy, just in the nick of time, at the perfect divine time, or maybe that is you entering into this feminine energy's life very soon. What is another message? Wow, hey. So whoever's coming, whatever's happening, whatever is connecting, it's being all in, not half in, not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's all in, whether it's I'm getting like being very structured and inside the lines and having a plan, or things get messy and you think outside the box and you're thrown off course on a detour and you gotta take that plant somewhere else. This is somebody who's coming along. This is somebody who's putting all of their time, their attention, their energy in. I feel like because they've recognized how valuable someone is. I feel like whoever this is coming in the feminine's life, they are all in. No questions. And this feminine is all in. But it could also be the right, if it's not about a partnership, it could be that the feminine energy is all in a certain project that they are working on, passionate about, or direction they are going. I'm getting, whether it's dark or light, the path is clear, narrow, open. I heard brushy. Why did I hear brushy? Brushy, smooth. And I'm seeing with this, like, barefoot. They want to feel it all. Barefoot. Maybe something happens where, like, I don't know, I see sand. Bare feet are important for some reason. Toes are important. What is another message, please? Turn your head. I feel like this feminine turns heads. And I feel like that's an energy, a beauty inside. Maybe there's something that's going to be put along her path that's just going to turn her head in a different direction. Or this feminine is turning someone else's head in a different direction. Or you have to look in a different direction to find something that was hidden. Turn your head. Somebody's head is always looking the right way, or someone's always looking at their watch. Maybe it's about looking up, looking forward, looking ahead. I said something before about like down the block, down the street and around the block or something like that. So maybe there was a block. Maybe this feminine blocked someone or felt blocked by somebody else. Maybe there's an unblocking. Or it's taking something outside of the box, opening up to the beautiful universe of possibilities here instead. That feels so much bigger than a little contained box. I felt this somewhere up here in the beginning with this feminine energy. When I said something about the feminine masculine together, I do feel like this is somebody either learning how to become more self-sufficient or always has been. This could be a feminine energy that was very independent and is learning how to be maybe more receptive to somebody else that comes into the picture, because it can't be all self-sufficient and all about her. It has to involve somebody else if there's a partnership dynamic. But maybe it's learning about a specific partner and not comparing it to all the others. I feel like we should get maybe one more. Step back. It's the same message, even in this gigantic deck. So, this could be for you too. But I kind of feel like this is what the feminine energy is doing, or had to allow to learn to do. Step back, let it unfold. The universe is guiding you to that someone special. Just let it take its course. Let it unfold. Everything is coming together. Have patience, have strength. It's about the journey. Paying attention to the step that you get to be on. Not getting so focused on what you can't see. Just trusting in God. I just heard, I think, a Beatles song, Let It Be. Enter words of wisdom, let it be. Maybe it's about wise words. I waited till the end of the masculine reading to do the confessions, but I meant to do it earlier. So we're going to do the confessions of a soulmate now. Let's do it. What is one confession coming from the perspective of the feminine, the divine feminine energy, to be helpful for the collective watching? Please and thank you. I should just get these on right away because I know that I'm going to have to need, I know I'm going to need them to see these words. I feel like this reading is very dark and very blue. So I hope you can see the cards and me, but maybe it's the ambiance that's also part of the energy. One message, please. One confession. Expectations or expectation. What does this say? I want to be all that you want me to be. I don't want to disappoint you. I know you have a lot of expectations of me, and I'm trying to stand for that. But at times, I feel so far away from that, and I am afraid to let you down or disappoint you. So maybe you didn't know that about this divine feminine energy. That I don't feel like she feels like all these expectations were put on her. I feel like she's expecting more of herself. So she's making changes all over in her life so that she brings you the best, but maybe she feels like she'll disappoint you. I want all that you want me to be. Maybe this feminine had to learn that it's just about who she is and not what she has to try to be. I feel like it's way more simple than that. Trying to stand for that, but at times they feel so far away and they're afraid to let you down or disappoint you. So maybe this feminine energy always had to try. Maybe this was someone who had even connections with, you know, in childhood where she had to always take strives to be self-sufficient, to be the best, to always have to be all in. Wasn't able to ever take a step back. She had to do everything on her own, or had a lot of expectations put on her. Friends, family, maybe even in the job that she did. She always, maybe she was always really good at what she did, but maybe that was a lot of pressure. I feel like this is a feminine that puts a lot of pressure on herself. So maybe she's learning to take some of that pressure off and go with the flow, because it feels like that's the opposite message of what this is saying. Let you down. Maybe she feels like she let you down. Who's that? Because this is towards you, towards the collective. Maybe she feels like, you know, she let you down. She wishes she would have done something differently or been better at something. Maybe she's even felt like she was distant and not open when she wanted to say something because she was worried about what you would think with this open heart. You know, if she was vulnerable, would it be received? Hold on, because I have a little runny nose now, and I'm not going to do that in front of... Maybe the runny nose is connecting to someone who was a runner. Maybe she was a runner or dealt with someone running. Runner, chaser, all that stuff. Maybe she's learning that the only person she has to prove anything to is herself, God, and that she's exactly perfect as she is. Maybe that's something she's going to learn from this right person that's being put into her life. She doesn't have to try. She already is. Huh. Kind of didn't expect that kind of message to come through, but I hope that was helpful. So let's go to the divine truth, and then we're going to clarify the divine truth with the tarot, and then we'll sum up the reading with one from the Art of Life. So let me do this, because this deck is huge. All right, so what is a message from, I think we should shuffle this in for some reason, from the divine truth, to tap into the energy of the divine feminine. Bring a little clarity to the collective, please and thank you. What is the opening divine truth message? Now this is going to be from the perspective of the divine feminine. So there's something about secrets. The divine feminine kept something to herself. I kind of feel like here she was afraid to reveal either something about herself or how she felt. Maybe that she was all in, or really wanted to have something happen, but felt like she may be judged, or that maybe her love wouldn't be received, or I don't know. I kind of feel like if she wanted to open her heart and felt vulnerable, maybe she never, I had all that stuff with the throat chakra, maybe she never said everything that she really was feeling in her heart. You know, so this is somebody who is not just, you know, surface. This is somebody who's really deep. This is somebody who has many, many layers. They are complicated. Maybe because you're watching this, you feel really confused by this particular feminine energy. Maybe for some of you, you're confused as to why this feminine, and it says there's distance here. Maybe this feminine decided to distance her energy, take it back, distance herself. Maybe there was a lot of communication that happened before and then it stopped. Now there's just silence. That would be really confusing to you. She's complicated. She has many hidden secrets. Maybe even here, since you have that vulnerability, maybe you were the one she told a lot of those secrets to. And if she felt judged, or like she wasn't living up to her potential or what you expect, maybe she felt like she should just, you know, stop saying something. But this is someone who kept you and them a secret for a reason. So let's go to the tarot and see why. Why is the Secrets card coming out for the Divine Feminine? Please and thank you. A little more clarity. I kind of feel like this is somebody who's pretty private. You know, I feel like they only open up to the people they feel are receptive to them, to her. I feel like, you know, she's way deeper than maybe you see on the surface. And I kind of feel like she only, you know, really when she goes, I kind of see this is someone who, when they go all in, they're all in. But they don't just go all in for just anybody. I feel like that's actually a pretty rare thing. So maybe this is somebody who has gone all in the past and been hurt, felt like extremely vulnerable, or had like open wounds to a situation, so could have closed herself off, given herself some different expectations. Maybe those expectations were even past partners. I feel like this is a feminine energy that didn't want to reveal everything that she felt until she knew maybe the other person was all in too. You know, maybe this is somebody who thought they found somebody in the past, or thought they had a person they would spend their life with or really open up to, and then it wasn't as fertile, or somebody wasn't open, or it didn't work out, or the path took them on a detour, or it didn't unfold, you know, in the right timing or at all. And maybe this person has learned to just keep something to herself until she's absolutely 100% sure. I feel like she doesn't want to be disappointed. It's almost like she held back not to have disappointment. Let's see what the tarot says on the secrets. What is the message? Clarity on secrets and the energy of the divine feminine, please and thank you. I'm going to move this here, make myself a little more organized. Oh, well, I think that's it, because that just not only came out, but it bent. So this is definitely a feminine energy that maybe she keeps secrets because she's in the limelight, or she's in the spotlight, or she doesn't want to come across as a failure, because this is somebody who has success. But ultimately, the Six of Wands is victory. This is somebody who gets up there on the horse, and this is different because she's riding along with other people in this parade together. She has a slightly more elevated perspective than other people, but maybe it's the other people around her that help ground her. This is a very beautiful energy. This could be somebody who, this feminine could turn heads for sure. They're definitely noticed in a different way than others. This is somebody who's kind of on the stage, but this win or victory comes after battle. It doesn't just come. It comes after, you know, a lot of training, a lot of failing. Sometimes you win the game, sometimes you don't. But this is a winning energy, or this is feeling like a winner even if something doesn't work out. Because the Six of Wands is ultimately believing in your growth, believing in your shine, believing you're meant to shine, and stepping into that, I hear momentum, movement, progress, light. There's a bunch of birds around here. So maybe it is about somebody who was worried about gossip, because if these birds are all like, you know, in everyone's business, and this is somebody who likes to keep private, she would like to keep her situation to herself. The people that she knows support her, have seen her through ups and downs, got her back, want to go in the same direction as her, and keep it from people that maybe aren't so close. Upside down, I mean, we'll look at that. It could be where there was somebody who got a little too, it's kind of somebody up on their high horse, or doesn't recognize the people that help them along the way, or doesn't see failures as blessings the same as successes as a blessing. You know, you stay up there on the high horse too long, you're going to get a little saddle sore. You have to every once in a while come back down to earth, ground yourself. And I'm even getting, I mean, it has this vulnerable, like even being receptive to maybe what others think, but I kind of feel like this, whoever this feminine energy has a really strong, maybe core group of people around her she does trust, that have been there through many cycles. And I'm even getting that helped her remember how much horsepower she has to get back on the saddle, to get back into action. But maybe for some of you, you're dealing with a feminine energy that is maybe in a power position, or is around a lot of people, but they're not necessarily, they can be a people person, but I don't necessarily see her as I don't know. Like if she's keeping you and them a secret, there's a reason she's doing that. So let's go to the divine truth. Let's see. What else? Maybe for some of you, she felt like she didn't really win someone over. Like it was a battle lost, or too many lost battles. She doesn't want to be in a war at all. She didn't feel the support. What is another message, please? Apology. Maybe this feminine energy feels like she has to apologize for something. She wants to come in with confidence as to why something was hidden or what she could have done differently. This is somebody who wants to have this is somebody who recognizes the role they did play or did not play in a situation. This is somebody who's having responsibility with their actions. I feel like when I saw that open heart here, somebody wanted to see the other side of a situation. I feel like this is somebody who wants to see the other side of someone's situation, probably yours, or wants to come clean with why she kept something a secret, or why she's had so much silence. She feels like she took time for granted. I never take you for granted again. I've learned my lesson. I'm so sorry. Maybe this was somebody who overstepped a boundary and she had to take like a step back. It's interesting because I don't really get that heavy of this with the feminine. I feel like maybe there's something that happened. Like I'm even getting maybe one little situation she wishes she would have changes, but that one little situation caused a lot of drama or was made bigger than it had to be, or was the one little catalyst that totally made a path go in a different direction. And with the time and going through those moments, I feel like maybe this feminine energy wishes she could go back in time and just change this one little moment that would have made all the difference, but you can't do that. You can't go back. You can't turn your head all the way around to the past. You got to look forward. So I do feel like this is something that she wants to express to you or someone to bring some clarity to a situation. Maybe she never got the moment to clarify something that she wishes would have been different. I do feel like with all the responsible energy here, self-sufficient, I do feel like this is a feminine energy that takes responsibility for her own actions or inactions. I feel like it is somebody that would apologize with like a true heart. Her apology would be sincere. Maybe she never got to apologize, and that's almost more of the regret than the actual situation. Let's see, what is this apology about? Maybe also somebody has to apologize to her. Maybe it's two sides of the, wood and blue heart and not just one side of a story. Maybe it's about hearing the other side of a story. That's important. What is a clarity card on apology? It's the same one that came through the masculine. Interesting. It's that Six of Pentacles, and I kept the same tarot deck. So it could be where, what did this say? Somebody took somebody for granted. So there could be somebody around the feminine energy that took her energy for granted, that took advantage of her position, her power, or her vulnerability, put expectations on her, made her feel a certain way, said they were all in, but they weren't, but then ended up just, I'm getting with the feminine energy, they kind of took advantage of even the time that they had. It's weird. I see like a reflection of energy between the feminine and the masculine that I just did the reading for. I feel like both wish they did different with the time they had together. Both wish they would have expressed their truths when they had the chance. Both put expectations on their self that the other didn't even see. And both are ready to apologize for a role they played or did not play in a dynamic or a partnership. That's kind of what I see. It's like they're both all in and never jumped in. So the Six of Pentacles is paying attention to where there's outward and inward flow, reciprocity of energy. It's being gifted a gift that can be helpful. Maybe the feminine energy offered their time, or, you know, this is somebody who wanted to, with a true heart, give, but was taken advantage of by doing so, because there's like a pickpocket here. Maybe this person really needed help. Somebody else took advantage of that situation. Or it could be people work together against them. Like a, I don't know. Kind of feels weird. It's like all over the place. There's so many little scenarios with this particular Six of Pentacles, and it's so different than any other Six of Pentacles card I've ever seen in any tarot deck, and I have hundreds. So maybe there's an extra message here to take a step back and look at, or that's what this feminine has done. Look at who they give their attention and their energy, their time, their love into, and see if it's somebody that's just taking or didn't really value what they had to offer. But there's somebody that might really value what they have to offer in need of their help. I kind of feel like this is somebody, it's interesting with the feminine energy. I kind of see this as someone who, what is that, would like give their shoes. Or like if somebody, I don't know, like if somebody, I see like money on the ground. So if they lost money, they might be upset that they lost money, but I kind of feel like this energy here with this feminine, they'd be like, it's just money. You know, maybe it went to someone who needs it more. And I do feel like the universe, God, those seeds, that energy of fertility is going to bring something in abundance back to that feminine. Maybe they did experience some kind of loss where it wasn't equal give and take. Maybe they even feel like they have to apologize that they took too much, or they took to someone who couldn't give, or tried to have someone give too much when they couldn't. Interesting, the messages I'm getting with that are different. I kind of see like, I don't know why I see a lost wallet. I kind of feel like if there's a lost wallet, maybe this is just an energetic imprint that's coming through, but I kind of feel like if whoever, maybe even you, there was a lost wallet, I kind of feel like the person doesn't even care if it comes back with the cash, as long as they like get their driver's license back. You know, like they can cancel all the credit cards, but there's maybe a picture in the wallet they want to get, or like, you know, something that was personal from somebody they care about. Like not even anything valuable to someone else, but valuable to them. And they're more concerned about that coming back because of its sentimental value than the cash. They almost don't even care about that. So I feel like this is somebody that would take a loss, but values things in a different way than maybe even three-dimensional material things. Maybe that's what I see. I feel like with the license, it's more about the pain in the assness of going to get your license again and doing all that. But I sort of see this as somebody who values things that are like personal more than the stuff. I feel like there's that, let it go. And I feel like there is an energy that's coming back to this particular divine feminine because they've let something go. They've maybe had some loss, but I feel like it's going to be returned maybe in a different way. Or apparently you have somebody pretty amazeballs coming in. Maybe this person will not just replace what was lost at one point, but like 1,000 times over and then some. Let's get one more. I don't remember how many of these I did, so I'm just gonna go with what feels right. What is another message to connect to the current situation of the divine feminine, please and thank you. Wow. That the divine feminine is somebody's wish granted. Or the divine feminine is entering into a path where it's not just a wish granted, but it's many. This is somebody who definitely would be all in. Maybe they're coming in with a gift. Maybe this is somebody else thinking outside the box. But the first thing I heard when I saw that is that they feel like this divine feminine is just a gift handed to them. Like everything they could have wanted and then more. They can't even explain. But you're my purpose fulfilled. You're my sun, my moon, my stars, and my everything. But if this is the feminine's perspective, this feminine feels the same way, that somebody else is like a gift in their life. Maybe they had to open up, you know, blossom. It's almost like that same tulip energy. Somebody feels like you gave them a new purpose, or whoever's coming in their life gave them a new sense of purpose or direction, or saw all that was in them that was hidden, or they kept hidden from others and saw beauty in it. I feel like there's someone coming in, or already did, where they believed in this feminine so much that they maybe gave them their confidence back to get up and shine. This is somebody who sees another person as their universe. You're my everything. But I don't feel like it's about this person believing, or the feminine believing someone else is their only purpose. That feels like too much pressure on them and on someone else. I feel like it's more like gratitude and feeling like the divine feminine wished for something and the universe brought it. Maybe for some of you, this is a divine feminine who felt like they got their wish come true and it was taken away. Or somebody didn't choose them back. Didn't choose to open up that box. That kind of feels sad. So let's do the tarot. Maybe this was a divine feminine that was very sad. Clarity on wish granted, because that's a beautiful energy. Oh, you got the Magician. That's definitely somebody that would create their own. That's whatever I said about believing in themselves. Maybe that's part of this wish, because this is somebody who creates whatever world they want. They step into that I am masculine energy that I saw before. They recognize all the talents they do have, or didn't even know they had yet. They do something again, even if it was removed, blocked, or taken away from them in their life, until they find to where that energy is in equal flow. It's the Shaman. It's bigger than the Magician in this deck, because this is somebody who's, it looks like a big angel wing. This is somebody who's taking off the mask of others, sees through the mask of others, taps into the traditions that have always been there and yet breaks the rules, has this like staff of ancient knowledge, but yet brings it into the now, here the modern times, to create. This is huge. I'm getting like they're creating like almost like mass changes in consciousness for the future. But maybe it starts by the consciousness of this shaman, this magician. It's a healer. This is somebody who healed themselves by everything they've gone through. This is somebody who's able to help others heal. Upside down, it's somebody who's fooling themselves, expecting too much of themselves or others. It could be where somebody fooled them before. They felt like a fool, or they didn't learn their lessons, or they were working on a path that wasn't their truth. I don't really get that that was this person's energy. It could have been someone around the divine feminine that wasn't on the path of their truth. But this looks like a really special, look, can you see it? The spiritual energy. You have like the Pope hat, the weird mask. This reminds me of like shepherds or Egypt. She looks like a flapper. She's like chilling in this awesome, I don't know. Oh, there's people around her. This is a magician that's not alone. Wow. These cards are, I forgot how special they are. This is somebody who is, through the acts of her kindness, but I'm seeing by example. This is somebody who's teaching others by example. This is a really special magician. It's the shaman. This is somebody who is not in that position of being more powerful than somebody else, or being the one that has all the magic, or wanting to prove how much they can manifest. This is somebody who's sitting stable and still, confident, comfortable, eye to eye, relatable with others here, and almost like inspiring others to tap into their own personal power, their own divinity, their own magic inside of them. Because there's two people here so curious, comfortable, smiling. They're like, wow, you can do that? She's like, yeah, you can do it too. It's not just me. You might have to try it a bunch of times and get good at it, but you can absolutely do it. You're just as powerful as I am. But I feel like it has to do with personal power, not pushy power, not manifesting something that's orchestrating something where somebody is being manipulated out of their own divinity or free will. This is just, I don't know, I feel like somebody is, it's almost more like it has the Pope here. So it's almost giving me energy of the High Priestess, the Magician, and the Hierophant. That's really, really powerful. So let's do one more. I'm going to do this a little different at the end. This is also another long reading. So both of these readings were long for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. They are a little different. But let's get one more from this, but then I'm going to clarify this one with a final message from the Art of Life. What is one final message? So, I mean, if this is the position, the shaman, where the feminine energy is right now, she's manifesting the you-know-what out of her life. And she's inspiring others to do the same at the same time. I also feel like this might be a divine, something before about being a healer. If you now have the shaman, I do feel like this is actually, like quite actually, a divine feminine that has been a shaman in many lives, not just one. That's why they have these innate capabilities or things that were a little more natural that maybe others have to work at a little more. It's just sort of in this divine feminine's nature. They always just want to kind of give. I kind of feel like that's a lesson this feminine had to learn, where they're giving to the wrong people, and also to be open when the universe actually wants to give back. Because I feel like this is maybe a divine feminine that wanted to work so hard, do so much, have so much, but actually may have blocked their own blessings before. Let's get one more final message from the divine truth, please and thank you. Expression. So this is somebody, well, I like that this went full circle. So if this is somebody, I kind of feel like if this is a divine feminine that did not, I just heard sing. I just heard sing to the world or express to the world how they felt about you or whoever this is that is all in their life. I feel like that's what they want to apologize for. That they wish they would have just spoken up, would have said it, been able to say it. And it looks like somebody now wants to shout to the world how they feel. I want the whole world to know that you're mine and only mine. I feel like they are going to or do only see themselves with one person. Even here, maybe some of the divine feminines I'm connecting to may have given some of their energy to someone else. I don't think they were all in, but maybe just a little bit in to see if there's someone else. And I feel like they stepped away from that situation really fast, especially if they felt like, I mean, if they're the magician, they're a powerful soul. This is somebody really powerful and really special. Maybe somebody took advantage of their energy. Maybe they saw they were kind of special. They saw them up there all shiny on the horse, but never really got to know them at this level. And I kind of feel like whoever's watching this did. And that's why the connection with you is different. The vulnerability with you is different. Well, you're the only one they wanted to ever go all in with, or really knew they would open up and go all in with. So the whole world, I want the whole world to know you're mine and only mine. Maybe this person felt like you or whoever they were connecting to before was spreading themselves too thin, making them second fiddle, or not the priority. Or that could have been the feminine's energy. Maybe you weren't the priority with them and they want to apologize for that. So let's clarify. I just continued to go with this for you guys. I know it was kind of like a more like meditative kind of reading. I hope something came through that helped bring more clarity to either if you're watching this and you're the divine feminine, maybe your situation. And even though I did it in the feminine's perspective, sometimes readings are really weird and it can be flipped. Like this could actually be in the masculine's perception. Just see how it resonates for you. And it might not be every message here. There are going to be little peaks, pinnacles, and points that are going to really resonate for some people and not make any sense to others. If any of this just didn't make sense and kind of felt like a turnoff, it probably wasn't your message. It's okay. Just don't force Cinderella's slipper to fit the wrong size shoe. You know, the right messages are going to feel like they fit beautifully. And when I do a collective reading, you know, I'm tapping into a lot of different scenarios, situations, cycles, people, personalities, paths, all of that. So just see what resonates with you. And let's get one final message, please and thank you. Final message on the Divine Feminine. On the collective watching. The Two of Wands. It's kind of funny. I mean, you have to, I'll just say like two flames. This is where you take that passionate spark of spirit, expansion, and you put it into action. So either this is the final message and you're moving towards a feminine energy, or there's a feminine energy that decided to leave. They decided to not stay in the cycle or doing something in the way that it was. And they're getting in the car, they're booking the ticket, they're ready to hit the gas, they're leaving a comfort zone, they're doing something a different way, and heading in a new direction. It could be, I just heard compromise, but it could be collaboration with somebody else. There are two people here, technically a third if you look at the driver. Sometimes I see the Two of Wands as a passionate, creative partnership, but also a good business partnership. But this is someone who doesn't want to sit around making plans anymore. Whoever this is, they don't want to just sit around and let everything just come when it comes. This is somebody who's also stepping into taking action and manifesting some of their dreams come true. Some of their wishes they are granting. You know, not waiting for someone to always come and grant their wish. This is something that the feminine wants, that she's granting for herself. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide you're just not going to stay where you are. J.P. Morgan. You know, if this is somebody that always dreamt about the ticket but never hit the book it. Do it. This is someone that's deciding to do it. To expand in a different way. And we are going to end the reading with this. I hope this reading was helpful for you. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so very much. I hope some of this resonated. I got a big old mess now to clean up. I feel like after those two readings, I definitely need to recharge and tap into my own energy, relax, and hang out with my dog a little bit. And I might have to put these readings up 2 different days because they're both really long. So, yeah, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I feel so blessed to get to be here with you. I do consider you a beautiful blessing in my life and my soul family. So thank you. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.